Hey, it's Jason. I'm sitting here in my 2008 Colorado, which is the vehicle that I typically use when I go on these little journeys to find cars that I might want to buy, to, you know, fix up, to, you know, have part of my car collection, or just to resell. And the interesting thing is, a lot of times I always have to think about, like, what do I need when I go look at the vehicle? I'm not one to take any, you know, mainstream tools. I don't want to be in a position where I'm like disassembling something and can't get it put back on. And to be quite honest, I'm not buying, you know, six-figure cars. I'm not even buying $40,000 cars. I'm buying cars that are much more attainable for my car collection, that need a little bit of TLC. So I typically just have a bag of items that I take, and I just want to go over this because you know, you might find it helpful, you might just be curious, who knows, but I thought it would be useful. So I have a bag that I take everywhere with me. The first thing is typically a sack of all my GoPro stuff. So this has the actual camera when I'm not using it. It has, you know, joysticks and suction cup things, you know, cool stuff if I need it. The second thing I think is an absolute must, because generally speaking, especially British vehicles, the electronics are going to drain the battery if it sits for a couple weeks. I use a lithium jumper. You know, it also has a flashlight built into it and a strobe light, and you can charge USB things. So the nice thing is, you know, you get a lot of functionality with this, but most importantly, I can jump a vehicle. I've jumped, you know, big diesel vehicles to tractors, all the way down to your standard car, you know, that I'm looking at. After that, I always find, and this is what I used to use when I worked in the auto industry. Yeah, I was the computer guy, but I had to usually look in tight spots to see things, and I just got a real big appreciation for inspection mirrors that you can put in places, so I can, you know, go underneath the car without getting on my hands and knees necessarily and bending and contorting my body, and just take a quick glance. If I see anything at a quick glance, I'll obviously go for a deeper inspection. But this is really good for Land Rovers and a lot of the British vehicles that just have lots of rust that's very visible on the driving chassis, and some of the sills and wheel arches and that sort of thing. This is an upgraded version. I bought this a couple months ago, but it has an LED light, which I think is kind of nice. If you're in a tight spot, you can really see things. And then the only other item I typically always take is my flashlight, because you can never have enough light. Just an LED. It adds a few different levels that you can add to it. So nothing too fancy, but the days of having to have jumper cables are gone. That's like 60 bucks on Amazon. You can read about it on my blog. This is like 19 bucks at Napa. The GoPro, yeah, that's pricey. I prefer not to think about how much that was, but I use it a lot. And then the other big item, I've had these for about, I got them in 1998, and I bought them when I used to play competitive paintball, and it was a company called Red's Comfort Gear. I don't think they exist anymore. And you can see they have some wear on them. But what are they? You put them on, you strap them to your legs, and it goes from your knees down to your shin with awesome padding. You can literally jump, and I'm not a skinny guy. I can jump from standing to my knees, and it won't hurt me. The reason why I have these, because sometimes you look at a vehicle and you get there and it's on a gravel parking lot, and you're like, oh, I don't have anything to lay down, and you know, you don't want to be all, you know, needy. You just want to be able to get to looking at the vehicle and leave and move on. I also usually would bring a Blue Driver ODB2 scanner if it's a newer vehicle. Generally though, a lot of vehicles I look at, like Land Rover, won't work with the Blue Driver, so I bring a different one. And then this is my Silverado work truck, my Colorado, sorry, I have a Silverado too. This is my favorite little truck I've ever owned. It's small. I can get into tight urban areas where some of these cars are sometimes crammed in garages. It can tow pretty decently. It also enables me to not really worry about where I'm going, right? I don't have to worry about if it's muddy, if it's icy, snowy, rainy. Today there's a lot of flooding happening in the Maryland area. And I have it equipped as a mobile office because I do travel for business, and sometimes I do drive to my clients in DC, so I can have my laptop hooked up here. Absolutely never want to use that when you're driving, but it's really handy to have. It has a charger, and everything I would need is right here. So today I'm going to look at a vehicle, and I thought, hey, you know what the heck, I'll shoot this video and show you some of the key things I take. But most importantly, there's going to be some downtime, because if I decide to buy this vehicle I'm looking at, I'm going to have to get a tow truck, and sometimes that could be like 45 minutes. But I also am going to want to decipher the VIN. I'm going to want to do a lot of other things, which maybe I'm just old, but I find it much easier to do on my laptop, to read a PDF and, you know, to decipher a VIN than on my little cell phone. So that's all I got for you. I hope this was useful. If not, sorry for wasting your time, but it's my fun little adventures. I'm off work today. It's Monday. My company gave us the day off because it's our end of fiscal year. So I'm super jazzed to have a day just to myself to go hunt for this vehicle. And I thought this video would be a cool addition to my blog and YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you learned something new, or at least got a little bit of insight into how I approach things. See you later. And check out my blog, jams.net, jamz.net.